Hey guys, welcome back to Foundation Friday. Today I am going to be using the Remarkable Foundation from Marc Jacobs Beauty. I am really excited about this because Marc Jacobs Beauty was recently added to the cruelty-free brand list on Logical Harmony. So exciting. I'm thrilled to have them on the list. So they are cruelty-free. They have vegan options. I'm working on a full vegan product list from Marc Jacobs Beauty to share with you guys. I immediately had to order a foundation to put into this series, and I picked the Remarkable Foundation because I've heard so many great things about it. It is a full coverage concentrated foundation. So I was very, very intrigued. And I do want to clarify because I know people are going to ask, Marc Jacobs Beauty is a separate company from the fragrances. So Marc Jacobs Fragrances, they are not cruelty-free, but Marc Jacobs Beauty, which is the makeup, they are cruelty-free. Each brand has a different parent company. It's confusing, but if it's makeup, it's cruelty-free. They have vegan options. If it's fragrance, it's not, so skip it if you're a cruelty-free consumer. As with all the Foundation Fridays, what I'm going to do is apply the product to half my face using the MOTD Beauty in the Base brush and the other half with my Beauty Blender and just see how it wears throughout the day. And today's video was a little bit different because this arrived this morning, so I did a little bit of an unboxing at the very beginning. So this is not just a regular Foundation Friday, but also a first impressions video as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get to it. Let's just open this up because I'm really excited. I ordered the Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation Concentrate in the shade 33 Beige. Let's see how this looks right now. Might be a little bit dark right now, but we'll just roll with it. I did get this so that if I was self-tanned, it would probably work, and then as my tan wore off. I also ordered the Undercover Coconut Face Primer, and this is shade 30 Invisible. I think it's the only shade that they make. Just a primer. I've heard good things about this one. I've heard that it's really hydrating, and the packaging is so pretty. And then I also ordered the Remarkable Full Coverage Concealer in shade 2 called Alive. Just a little concealer pot. That shade should work pretty well for me. So I'm pretty excited about these. It'll be fun to try a brand new foundation for the first time ever in Foundation Friday. I think that's the first time I've done that you guys have seen. Today I'll be using the primer, the foundation, and the concealer. So if you wanna see how these apply and how they wear throughout the day, just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to start with primer. I did prep my face with moisturizer already and really let that sink in. And we're gonna start with just one pump and see how far this goes. This just feels really nice on the skin. It feels really, really lightweight, kind of like I just applied a moisturizer. It feels hydrating. It doesn't feel sticky or tacky or heavy in any way either. So now I'm going to go in with the foundation, and just like with other Foundation Friday videos, I'm going to apply it and blend out on half my face using the Beauty in the Base brush from MOTD, and then on the other half using a damp beauty blender. So this one I did shake well because the packaging advised me to. Oh, weird. It's not a dropper, it's like a little wand. That is interesting. I was not expecting this. So what I'm gonna do is just dab it on my face using this. I think the shade is a little bit dark, but that's fine. I'm just gonna roll with it. I got it so that when I'm self-tanned, it will be a really good match because I'm starting to think more about Foundation Fridays going into summer. So on this half, I am going to be using the MOTD Beauty in the Base brush to blend this out. That covered really well. I feel like it has a really nice finish too. I'm gonna finish the other side with the Beauty Blender, and then I'm going to look at it close up in a mirror and kind of get a better idea from there. I'm just gonna dab that on with the wand again. And I will say, I can see that using this is a way to really control how much foundation, like how much or how little you're applying. Whereas if it's in like a squeeze tube or a pump or even like a dropper, it can be a little more difficult. So even though the packaging is odd, I kind of appreciate it. I'm just gonna use the Beauty Blender and blend that out. So now that I've finished applying my foundation, I am going to look at it close up and just get a better idea of what it looks like. And this is the side that I used the makeup brush on, and this is the side that I used the sponge on. So I think both sides look really good. They both look really smooth. I'm not really seeing a huge difference in application between the brush or the Beauty Blender. I think that they both look really good. They're not really settling into any pores. It looks very, very smooth. So I think I'm actually going to finish my application using the brush, and I'm just gonna go do like a once over since the foundation hasn't set and just even it out. I will say the shade is dark for me right now, but when I'm self-tan, I think it's gonna be a really good match. And now for concealer, I'm going to be using the Remarkable Concealer in shade 2, and I'm just gonna put that underneath my eyes and any areas where I would want to highlight. I'm gonna take a little brush, this is the Mr. Handyman from MOTD, and use that to apply this. And I'm gonna start with just a little because it said this is a very full coverage concealer. And this one, definitely brightening. Now that I have all my cream products on, I'm going to set my face, and I'm going to be using the CoverFX Illuminating Setting Powder. This is in the shade Light. It is definitely one of my favorite setting powders. So I'm just gonna dust a little bit of that on using the Set and Go brush from MOTD. And I am going to finish up the rest of my makeup off camera, but I'll make sure to link to everything that I used down below, and I will be back for another check-in after I finish my makeup. I just finished up the rest of my face, so I wanted to do another check-in just to let you guys know how it's wearing. It's been like half an hour, 45 minutes, so not a super long time, but enough that I feel like I would notice things like if it was going to oxidize. Aside from the fact that I did a terrible job at color matching for when I'm pale, it looks really good still. I feel like it is settling in on my forehead more so than other foundations do. My skin has been really dry lately, so that might be part of the problem. So even though I tried to do a really good job prepping my skin, maybe I just didn't do enough prep. I tried to put falsies on, so there was a lot of frustrated expression lines going on earlier. But overall, I think it's wearing really well. I've heard so many people rave about this foundation, and so many people say that it's like terrible. So I'm curious which side I will be on. So I will be back here in a little bit for another update with you guys. Okay, it has now been 5 hours since I first applied the foundation, so definitely a good time to do a check-in. I feel like by 5 hours, you kind of get an idea of like, is this foundation gonna stick around? Is it being weird? Is it changing color? So let's do this. So from farther away, it looks really good. The color has not oxidized at all. I feel like it has a nice glow to it, not like dewy, but a nice like natural glow. It's not matte, and I personally really like that. It is still a little like hanging on my forehead, but again, I think that's just because I was going crazy with those expressions when I was trying to put on false lashes. Probably not the best idea on my behalf to do that on a foundation Friday, but I wanted to try. I'm trying to do that more. I'm really happy with it from a distance. Let's see close up and see if it still looks okay. It is settling in a little bit on my smile lines, and it's showing a little bit of like the pores, like it's getting a little bit cakey right here between my eyebrows. But honestly, overall, it looks so good. Spots on my face where I'm normally having a hard time with wear, like the tip of my nose, things like that, there's still foundation there. The color's really even, my skin looks really even. It feels really lightweight. So far, I'm really impressed with this foundation. Like I had mentioned, and because it is like a full coverage concentrate, and after I applied it, I actually read the instructions where it said to use like 3 drops for your face. So I kind of put on a lot. I was nervous about how it was gonna wear throughout the day, but I'm really impressed so far. So I will be doing at least one more check-in today. Okay, it's now been 10 and a half, 11 hours since I first applied the foundation. So this is going to be my final check-in today. We went and got a new sheet mask, so I really want to try that out. I've been looking like casually at my makeup for the past couple of hours, and I think it still looks really good, but I wanted to take a closer look so I could do a really good review. So again, overall, I think it still looks really good. The spots where it was a little bit cakey, like right here, and how it was kind of settling in, it's still doing that, but it's not any worse. So I'm not gonna fault the foundation for that. It still looks really good. I'm really impressed with this foundation. I wanna use it again before I say this, but I say this is easily one of my favorite foundations, which is impressive because this was also a first impression video. I've never used this foundation before. I'm really into this. It wore really well. It looks really good. I have no complaints. So if you guys have used this foundation before, leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on it. And if you wanna keep seeing more Foundation Fridays, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you later.